Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. I'm so sorry for not uploading at all uh during the last month or so on this channel. I wanted to upload a lot more, but I was very busy um and I never got around to it. And you should just expect that. And also I ended the weekly prediction videos because again, I was just way too busy to upload weekly. But I'm glad that you guys really like the highlight videos. I'm gonna try to make more of those, but I also want to make more of these where I'm just talking, like I'm actually like putting my opinion into these videos. So anyway, the 2023-2024 NFL season has officially ended, and we are left with the 14 teams who have made it out of the regular season and into the playoffs. So the first playoff game is going to start tomorrow. Um, so yeah, I kind of did this last minute because that's what I do. But anyway, I have yeah, we have these Super Bowl predictions, or not Super Bowl predictions, but playoff predictions. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. So we have the Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans. Now this is a matchup that nobody was expecting at the start of the year, specifically the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud has been looking absolutely great this year, looking like rookie of the year material. Absolutely lighting up the league. Well, not lighting up the league because the Texans went like 9-8, I think, but still, um, doing better than any other rookie quarterback this year. Granted, Anthony Richardson was injured and Bryce Young still needs time to develop, but still, CJ Stroud looks amazing. And the Cleveland Browns, another weird success story coming out of this season. Specifically with Deshaun Watson being out for the season and them going through a quarterback carousel until they started Joe Flacco. Now, I did not think Joe Flacco would be playing as well as he has been throughout this season, but he has just been great. Um, I guess every year needs some breakout quarterback that nobody expected. Last year it was Geno Smith. This year it's Joe Flacco. So yeah, but who am I predicting to win this game? Well, I'm I'm leaning more toward the Browns here because that Cleveland defense is just great with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward absolutely wrecking offenses. But something tells me that the Browns are going to choke this last minute and let the Houston Texans win. I don't know. Just something in my gut tells me that the Cleveland Browns just gonna out Brown the Texans somehow. Um, Next game we have the Miami Dolphins at the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, I did not expect the Miami Dolphins to come in this low in the playoff seeding. Um, they did lose to the Bills at the end of the season, which made them not win the division. But still, I did not expect them to be this low, especially with their pretty high soaring run at the beginning of the season. But they have just been not looking as good as they did. A lot of key injuries, and their offense has sort of been exposed a little bit. Um, the high passing offense has sort of been um, figured out by some defenses, but still, I wouldn't underestimate the Miami Dolphins in the playoffs this year. And taking them on, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs are looking very weird this year. They're not quite at the level of strength that they were last year that won them the Super Bowl. Um, they don't have Juju Smith-Schuster at wide receiver anymore, and I think that's the biggest question mark on this team is the receiving core. Um, the secondary is looking better than it has been, with Trent McDuffie and um, L'Jarius Sneed, but yeah, again, the offense is the real question mark here. They haven't been looking too great, but I am still going to choose them to slightly win over the Miami Dolphins because I don't know. They just the Miami Dolphins are definitely a boom or bust team, and playing against I keep on fidgeting with a thumbtack. Playing against Kansas City in what is going to be a very cold weather game is going to be detrimental to the Miami Dolphins, and they are going to end up losing this game, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Buffalo Bills, who, in their right mind, put the Steelers in the playoffs. I know. They won it themselves because they won and the Jaguars lost, but still, holy crap. The Steelers have been playing like absolute trash this season, getting bailed out by pretty strong performance from Mason Rudolph at the end of the year to win 3 straight, but they have been looking awful, and I did not. I think they had like a less than 10% chance to make the playoffs at one point. So, this just goes to show how chaotic this season has been. But they still don't look completely horrible. They still have some good players. T.J. Watt's gonna be out, but they have Alex Highsmith at linebacker, and George Pickens has been playing pretty darn well these past few weeks, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has a good game at Buffalo. But um, yeah, let's look at the Bills. So the Bills have been having a pretty rocky season as well. Um, they were sitting at 500 for most of the year. Then they started picking it up and winning games, and it eventually got them over the hump to win the AFC East. But they still look very suspect. Josh Allen has um, been looking a lot less of the elite quarterback that he was a couple of years ago, but still, the Bills they are ready to shock people. They are ready to be the sleeper team in this playoffs, and I do think that they are going to pretty handily beat the Steelers. It's either going to be a complete blowout or like a really close, low-scoring game. That's how Steelers games work. But anyway, let's go to the NFC side. So we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Buccaneers are a very interesting team. A lot of people thought that they weren't really going to make the playoffs due to Tom Brady leaving, and Baker Mayfield coming in as quarterback. But Baker Mayfield has shown that he can still have those flashes of greatness that he had when he led the Browns to the playoffs that one year. I think it was 2020 or 2021. Either way, um, Baker Mayfield is looking pretty damn good, and the Bucks' defense has been looking pretty stout with Lavonte David, Vita Vea, um, Antoine Winfield. That's who I was trying to think of. Um, they have been looking like a pretty good team, but they haven't. I mean, they only won the NFC South because the Falcons and Saints kept on imploding on themselves, and the Panthers are. Well, I prefer not to talk about the Panthers. Um, but let's look at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a very strange team because I think they were 10-1 at one point. Like they were on pace to be the number one seed, and they just started losing and losing and losing, and they ended up not winning the NFC East. They went all the way to the 5 spot. However, and a lot of people are picking the Buccaneers to win over the Philadelphia Eagles, but I don't think that's how it's gonna go. I do believe that the Eagles still have that potential in them. They did they did blow it against the Giants, but I don't know. I still have faith in the Philadelphia Eagles. I think everyone's turning on them too hard, and I think they still have that toughness and that grittiness left in them. So next up we have the LA Rams versus the Detroit Lions. Now, the Detroit Lions, I don't think I've seen them in the playoffs since 2016, I think the last time. But good lord. The Detroit Lions, who expected them to be this good? Like, I think most people were expecting them to like maybe squeak in the wild card, but damn, the Detroit Lions are looking like one of the most well-rounded teams in the league. I mean, Jared Goff has been looking up pretty good, not great, but looking pretty good. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been great. Aiden Hutchinson has been improving a lot. Um, Sam Laporta, even though he's going to be injured, is still a very good tight end. And overall, the Detroit Lions are just looking like a tough, scrappy squad. Now let's look at the Los Angeles Rams. Now the Rams are sort of a mixed bag. Matthew Stafford has definitely improved. I mean, he did have a pretty bad injury last year, but he has definitely improved from last year when he was on the field. And some emergence of new stars like Kyren Williams and Puka Nacua have definitely helped out this Rams offense. But I am going to say that the Detroit Lions are going to win this game because I don't know. Like, I do see the LA Rams coming into Detroit and upsetting the Lions, but I don't know. I feel like the Lions are going to have their moment and finally win a playoff game. And the last wild card game is the Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Packers just barely squeaking in after the Seahawks lost. I think it was a win and in situation for them anyway, but the Packers coming back from I think it was a 3-5 or 3-6 record um, during this season, and Jordan Love has been looking very good. He has been throwing pretty confident passes. I think he's learned. I think he's matured quite a bit under Aaron Rodgers, and who knows, he might even be the next starting quarterback for the Packers for the next 15 years, like Aaron Rodgers was. But yeah, only time will tell about that. But the Packers are a very young squad. Not very well known wide receiving core with Christian Watson, Jalen. I think his name's Jalen Reed or Jaden Reed, and Romeo Dobbs from UNR. Yeah, UNR represent. Anyway, um, yeah, Green Bay looking pretty all right, but again, they're in the seventh seed for a reason. They've lost to some pretty bad teams, and they've played some pretty bad games. And the second, or not second overall, second seed team, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys, I mean, they're looking great. Dak Prescott is looking fantastic. The defense is looking fantastic. Um, the team's looking fantastic, but the Cowboys do have the propensity to choke away good um, choke away opportunities, but I don't see them losing to the Packers at home. I mean, this could be a repeat of what happened in 2016. Yeah, I think it was 2016 when the Packers came into AT&T Stadium and absolutely demolished them. Sorry, I'm tired. That's why I'm talking weird. But yeah, they absolutely destroyed them. So anyway, or they didn't destroy them, but it was a very heartbreaking loss. Anyway, let's move on to the divisional round. We have the Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens. Um, yeah, I don't see the Texans winning this one at all. Um, Baltimore is just way too strong of a team, and I think that first round bye is gonna get them over the hump and into the AFC Championship. And next we have the Chiefs versus the Bills. Now this is gonna be a little bit of a difficult one to predict. The Chiefs have historically owned the Bills for the last 5 years in the playoffs, but who knows? Maybe this year could be different. I don't think it is though. I believe the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna pull through against Buffalo, even if they're gonna have to go into that Buffalo cold, and you know they're gonna have to weather that. I think Mahomes is still gonna be able to pull away with a win in that situation, but who knows? Only time will tell. Anyway, we have the Eagles at the Niners, a rematch of the NFC Championship. But the thing is, these aren't the same teams from last year. I mean, the Niners got a couple new key additions, namely Chase Young and where's another? I'm blanking. There's another guy on defense that they got, but I cannot remember. But they are looking like a Super Bowl contender, and I do think they would be able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And finally, the Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this reminds me of the Monday Night Football game. I think it was Monday night, where the Lions got screwed over by the refs against the Cowboys. Um, I think that's gonna happen again. I don't think that the Lions are going to get past the Cowboys here. I think they are just too good of a team, and plus the refs love the Cowboys and hate the Lions. So what are you gonna do? Anyway, we have the AFC championships or AFC and NFC championships with the Chiefs at the Ravens. Um, this is gonna be a tough one to call because I feel like the Chiefs are the new Patriots in that no matter how bad they seem, they make it far in the playoffs, and I do think the Chiefs are gonna make it far in the playoffs. But do I think they have enough to pull through and make it to the Super Bowl? You know, I always predict the Ravens to get in the Super Bowl because they always look like the best team. But I don't know. Something about this year's Ravens, they have this aura. This aura of greatness. No, they don't look great, but yeah, but I'm a salty Steelers fan. I can't say the Ravens are great, but they look really good. They look really good, but are they good enough to pull through against the Chiefs? Are they? Are they good enough to pull through against the Kansas City Chiefs, even if the Chiefs aren't as good as they used to be? Can they pull it off at home? Hmm. Sure. Yeah. Why not? Why not? I'm gonna choose the Ravens. So next up we have in the NFC Championship the Niners versus the Cowboys, and this is a matchup that has been happening a lot lately in the playoffs. The Niners versus the Cowboys. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a historic rivalry and the script writers keep on making it happen, but I don't know. It's it's been happening a lot. It's kind of weird. Anyway, Niners versus the Cowboys. Who do I have winning? Who do I have winning? I've got the Niners. I got the Niners winning against the Cowboys. It's yeah, the Cowboys they're they're not gonna make it past the Niners. And so yeah, that's basically it. So now we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the San Francisco 49ers um with the logo curse, not the logo curse, but like with the last year's Super Bowl logo, it was like red and green, and the Chiefs and Eagles made it, and then the year before it was blue and orange, and the Rams and Bengals made it. So there's like a conspiracy theory that the logos like are foreshadowing who's gonna make it, and that the whole thing's scripted. But anyway, I don't know. That could be the case. Who knows? But this year's logo is purple and red, and these are the two teams I predicted to make it are the Ravens and Niners. So I don't know. You decide. But anyway, who do I think is gonna win this? If this were to be the Super Bowl, the Ravens versus the Niners, a rematch of Super Bowl 40, not 42, it was way later than that. 48, 47, I don't even remember, but um in any case, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a really good game. Both very well-rounded teams, both with lots of talent on both sides of the ball. But who do I think is going to win? I think, and this is just my opinion, I am going to take the San Francisco 49ers winning the whole thing. Um, Brock Purdy is going to lead the Niners to the promised land. I'm taking the best pick on paper here, but the Niners are absolutely stacked, and they are my picks to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to smack the like button and subscribe. Sorry for this being a very boring video with a lot of awkward moments, but I'm pretty tired. It's 11 p.m. and I normally don't record videos this late. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.